Hey, this is
What
the
up?
Chickenfoot podcast, and I'm Arthur Spooner.
And I'm Judah Buddha.
I was pointing the wrong way,
Yeah.
and this is Judah Buddha, and you one person. All right, we're 20 seconds in. We already got one person. Who is this?
It's Joseph Rhodes.
Oh, is it me?
No, I'm joking. I didn't check.
Oh, it's Jay Nass. It's Jay Nass.
Jay said that he would come on once he gets some good Wi-Fi. So we got to keep the pressure on him to do that.
When he gets some Wi-Fi. All right. Well, you know what? Wi-Fi. Oh, Lord. This is a rough start. Well, speaking of rough starts, let's see. Jay says, beard rocks, Arthur. Thanks.
Yeah, dude.
It's all red.
Yeah.
With a little bit of gray.
What's gray and white and red all over?
This guy. This is from the first year I knew Judah, and then this one's from the second year I knew Judah. But then again, you could go like, this is the first year.
Yeah,
you got the Mitt Romney going on.
That's the first year I knew Joseph.
I need to test run on my Mac. Yeah, you need to get things running. We need like a backup. You'd be a perfect backup.
Just a guest in general. He'd be good for you as a guest.
All right. Well, let's jump in with the meme of the day. All right. So for the cough of the day, I found this one. Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but my food bowl is empty. Look at it, Karen.
Oh, that's the meme.
Yeah, that's the meme.
That's a good one.
Oh, Lord. See, that's why I don't like... Oh, we're not going to go there. That's why I don't like getting the memes. That's why I don't like getting the memes. When I saw that, I thought it was hilarious.
All right, so tell me why you thought it was hilarious.
Well, one, because dogs don't do that typically. You know what I mean? Grab the bowl and throw it at you. I've never seen a dog do that. You know what I mean? And then it kind of has like a attitude. You know, I'm sure the dog is just kind of like just bringing attention, but it kind of feels like an attitude. Like,
okay,
like, and that's like the whole Karen thing that's going on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
Karen.
Kind of entitled. To me,
Karen,
make a big deal out of a small thing.
The Karen thing is overplayed to me. I just not a big fan.
Well, isn't a meme? Can it be a gift too?
No, yeah, that's a good meme. That's a good meme. I'm not saying it's a bad meme.
Yeah, well, your hysterical laughing was what threw me off. I was like, oh wow, he's got some good laughing, man.
No, actually, yeah. So the idea of memes has expanded to videos and GIFs. In fact, it's for a young and now, if you say meme, they think of a video or a GIF. They do not think of a picture.
Yeah.
So it's changed over time. My brother, do you know that my wife, Chanda, she is a huge meme curator. I don't know if you know this. But
does
every
that mean
Friday
that she plants memes in the backyard and she like grows them and
pretty close. Every Friday she drops about 15 memes.
I just don't know if there's a difference.
That's a good song. I just don't know if there's a difference.
So she curates memes.
Yeah, so she has this thing where every Friday she drops about 15 memes. She's become a little bit famous in her circles of friends. Apparently, you don't get them or something.
No,
I don't know,
I've seen some of her memes, and some of them are funny. But some of them, what I've noticed, memes have kind of, it started with an image with a phrase or some like a word or something, then with some videos, and now sometimes just words are memes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, if it's a picture of words, yeah.
So, but speaking of not funny, we're going to look at impressions today. And my philosophy is impressions are not funny. Now,
yeah, but
I think they be entertaining, they can be amusing, but I don't think they're funny. I just think it's novel. It's like a cameo in a movie where you're like, and this is a spoiler alert for if you haven't seen Deadpool 2 or Zombieland, where in Zombieland, all of a sudden Bill Murray shows up halfway through and you're like, oh, it's Bill Murray.
Thanks, man, for spoiling that.
And then like Deadpool 2, it's like Brad Pitt has a cameo and you're like, oh, it's Brad Pitt. And it's not really funny or comedic. I just think it's novel and it's amusing and entertaining, but it doesn't cross that line to be funny to me.
I absolutely disagree. Yeah.
You used to be a great impression. Yeah. Well, used to do a great impression of you. Well, I will say this though, when it's like an inside joke, when personal friends will do it, it can be humorous, but that's because nobody really does impressions of your friends. They always do like Al Pacino and, you know, whatever. But so I pulled some clips of impressions, right? And did you pull one?
Haven't been able to. Maybe by the time we get done, I'll find some clips here.
So I didn't want to find one.
They keep saying mine are too large, so let's just look at yours.
So you brought up before we started Bill Hader.
Yeah.
He didn't come up in my mind as someone who does impressions. The first person I thought of is Frank Caliendo.
He's a good impressionist, yeah.
And he does a lot of people, from like sports people who nobody does to President Bush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a giggle that never graduates to a laugh. Yeah, that's kind of it. But I don't think it's just an amusing. Well, let me ask you, what's the difference between what would you think the difference is between amusing and funny?
Well, amusing, first of all, is something that you just watch to amuse you, which means to turn off your brain. So anything can be amusing. You know, amuse means to, to just be entertained.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. Anything, a football game could be amusing, you know. Yeah. Oh, that was amusing. But to me, comedy has more to do. I don't think it necessitates a gut laugh, you know, but it has to include laughs. And yeah. So
all right. So I found a 2-minute clip of Frank Caliendo, and it's a good broad range of all the different impressions. So the interviewer is just like throwing out concepts with people and he's trying to do it.
Okay.
And then I found a clip with just a whole bunch of celebrities doing impressions of other celebrities.
Yeah, I like those. Yeah.
And then I found a clip. I didn't know Jimmy Fallon did impressions, but in the clip, he says that was his thing on Saturday Night Live. I don't know. But so we'll watch Frank Caliendo. I'll give you a choice. Who do you want to watch first, Jimmy Fallon or the celebrities? Or
I'm curious about Jimmy Fallon. I haven't seen his in a while.
All right, so we'll start with his.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Did you do impressions?
Yeah, that was my thing.
Oh, thank you very much. That's something very happy going. So find out why. Yes, come out and want to great and kick and ball and check.
Howard Stern. Howard Stern.
Right.
Howard Stern. Okay, people. Okay, we're walking. Why don't we just take a bus? It could be a busathon. You know, and then I go like, shut up! I can't believe this. This is like crazy being here, like Family Feud, right? Sandy. Steve Harvey, what you're doing is a joyous, beautiful game show where families get you feud. And it's like, duh, winning. I know there's a lot of talent in Socrates, New York. Could you come down, please? Whip my hair back and forth, whip it real good. Whip my hair back and forth. You gotta whip your hair.
Yeah, you got the,
Mr. Wayne, you are forgetting all your problems. I'm hitting every light fixture for symmetry.
Pat O'Brien here. Wait till you see what Nicole Kidman has for breakfast.
No, I don't know. Fredo knows. Fredo knows exactly. And then now he's like, whoa, wow, A-E-I-O-U.
What is this? I saw Chris Christie backstage putting a jalapeno down a stripper's G-string. That's not right.
What is Shake It Off? I was out the other night with Rickles.
So I know the sketch. I've seen it. Seen it with Brian Williams. I can slow jam.
Only you could change the colors of the hallways. This is ridiculous.
I mean, do you like cars?
You know, when I was a kid, we used to get like metal things, like tin whistles. Now you get a picture of a fucking snake.
right.
Dude, I had no idea he was so good. I've never seen any of those.
He says, I don't think his impressions are not that amusing. So you're saying
that's a double negative. So you're saying they are amusing.
I don't think his impressions are not that amusing. I thought he was saying the opposite. They're not even amusing. I like I said, I find it entertaining and I find it amusing, but I don't find it funny. Tell me, because I'm watching you, even though everyone else or Jay doesn't see you. I could see your little screen with you on
there. You can see me?
Yeah, on the bottom. Yeah. And
I
could see you laughing and laughing and laughing.
Dude, and it started off one thing it caught me off surprise. Okay. I thought he was going to be I don't think of him as a very funny guy. And it started off with that Robin Williams doing that. That was great. I loved the Robin Williams one at the beginning. And then what was the one? The difference between the old Al Pacino and the new Al Pacino. I thought that was hilarious. And then what was the effing I don't know. Jack Nicholson.
Well, see, when they're in sketches, like in Saturday Night Live, and then but they're telling a joke. The sketch is the comedy, but you're just seeing that person doing the impersonation, and it showing them in a context which they wouldn't be in. So sometimes, like on Saturday Night Live, the impression would be funny to me because it's the sketch and the jokes that they're telling. Not necessarily the impression.
I think the impression. To me, the impression is like the cleverness of it because it's multi-leveled. For me, one, you have to get it right? You have to touch a chord with somebody else. So there's on the quadrilateral, there's the shared experience or the shared culture, the shared context. So you have to have a connection with whoever is viewing you, right? And not only that, but you have to hit a chord with that context. So you have to have the shared context, and you have to do it good enough that they're like, that was good.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like there's the joke. The joke part of it is that you're making fun of that guy. So it's a caricature. You're accentuating some part of him. You're making fun of that person. Whenever you do an impression, you're accentuating an embarrassing or funny part of, you're making a commentary on that celebrity. So it is like an inside joke. It's just not a friend of yours. It's like, although, I mean, that's what a celebrity is somebody we feel like are friends of ours.
Well, as Jay's saying is that maybe those impressions he didn't think were funny because he didn't think Jimmy Fallon's that funny. But I have Frank Caliendo, who I think is probably the closest that I get to being humorous. But it's, to me, like I said, yeah, it's a shared culture because we know, we recognize who that person is, and it's a surprise because it's a caricature of that a celebrity coming from somebody else, right?
Yeah, when it's not, but
it doesn't have that tension and release unless they're telling a joke.
I think it is tension. I think it does provide tension because whenever you're making fun of somebody, there's always an aspect of tension. So it's like, should this guy be making fun of another celebrity? You know, it's like a good friend of your mate. You know, whenever, like, I always laugh I laugh when you make fun of me with your impressions of me. You know, I find those really funny. It's because it's like a tension and release in one stance, because you're making fun of somebody without being so it's got like the tension of like, this could be dangerous because making fun of people, it could be abusive, but you take that away at the same time because it's doing it in a innocent way, because you can't make fun of them. I mean, you can't fault them for just flattery is impersonation is the best form of flattery or something, like imitation is the best form of flattery. So it's got this like interesting mix of like danger, like, are they being abusive? While being like, but it's hard not to be flattering because you like this person so much, you know them so well to be them.
Yeah. Well, Jay's asking, what does it take for an impression to be funny or amusing? Well, I think what I'm saying is that funny and amusing are different. And
yeah, I agree.
Maybe what he's saying is, what does it take to be funny and what does it take to be amusing? For me, what if I'm gonna laugh during an impression, that's probably a better way to describe it. During an impression, there has to be a joke told or a sketch where there's a funny concept idea coming out. But just hearing the impression to me is just amusing and entertaining because there's that shared culture and stuff. Well, let's see Frank Caliendo or whatever his name is, and it's about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, and it's he's got a broad range, and he does Robin Williams too.
Okay,
that's
good.
probably the most amusing one that I find that he does. But all right, well, let's go ahead and jump in.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, we had the hilarious Frank Caliendo on the show.
He is quite funny.
He was so good that 2 minutes just wasn't enough. So this is the 2-minute warning plus overtime.
Ooh.
All right, Mr. Bush, I know that you're enjoying retirement, but how the heck can we balance this budget?
Well, you put some of it on one side and some on the other side. It's like a seesaw, like a playground equipmentification. There you go.
How would Al Pacino balance the budget?
I have no idea. Just get rid of it. Come on. That's what we do.
That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't have to. It's a 2-minute warning. Here we go.
This is from a viewer. Dr. Phil, I'm getting a divorce and can't stop eating muffins. What advice do you have for me?
Eat as many muffins as you could possibly eat, then eat 100 more and wait for the Oompa Loompas to come and roll you out.
John Madden, how will the Bears be this year?
Yeah, I think because I'm in Chicago right now, I'm going to say they're going to be great. There you go. That's the season, if there is one. I think it's got to be a season.
Donald, what can we look forward to on the next Celebrity Apprentice?
Me as the President of the United States is not going to happen, is it? Just relax. I was in Chicago, and you don't say anything that would upset Mr. Obama. Where's your birth certificate?
Would Jack Nicholson ever be on The Apprentice?
Listen, my friend, I might be, but you're not going to hear about it.
I don't know what that meant.
Neither do I. Keep it rolling.
Jay, as the host of The Tonight Show, who's your favorite guest of all time?
Oh, sorry. Actually, have you been on the show?
Not yet.
Well, then, let's get you on the show and you'll be my favorite.
He's like a human bobblehead, right?
That was actually Beaker from The Muppet Show, man.
I mean, once again, I don't know what he's talking about. It's really getting weird. It's time for a serious Robin Williams. Okay, move on.
Mr. De Niro, you're a critically acclaimed actor in films like Taxi, Raging Bull, Goodfellas. Can we look forward to seeing you in a fourth Fockers movie?
Possibly.
You looking at me?
I'm done.
All right. President Clinton.
No, I'm done. I'm done with the questions.
You're done?
Do you understand, Ryan?
I'm done.
Put the microphone away. Put the microphone away. We're done with the 2-minute drill. It's going to be the 1.5-minute drill. That's a good man. I was joking. It's okay, Ryan. Get him some new pants.
I don't even know where to go with this. All right, President Clinton, I understand that Anthony Weiner called you to apologize after a sex scandal. Did you have any advice for him?
I had a lot of advice for him. None of it I can say here.
Yoda, can you teach me a young Jedi the Force?
Trouble with you I would have.
Scooby and Shaggy, what is the source of all that smoke that comes out of the Mystery Machine?
Like I'd love to tell you, but once again, Rich gets in trouble. Rich, get out of here.
I've been on that show, man. They solve lots of mysterifications.
Robin, would you ever consider doing a sequel to Miss Doubtfire?
Oh, I'm doing it right now. Here, take a look. Okay. Is that legal? I don't know.
And finally, we saw De Niro try to end the segment, but how would Sir Charles really end the segment?
I thought this was going to be terrible. And you know what? I was right.
All right.
Who was that last one?
That was Charles Barkley. Yeah. So, one thing I noticed is, well, like I said, he's probably the most amusing impersonations that I found, because I'm surprised that you laughed at Jimmy Fallon, because I was afraid me showing that, because I was cringing the whole time he was doing it. I was like, oh. And so
really, I thought Jimmy was better than Caliendo,
because I thought me showing Jimmy would be biased toward my position, because I was like, this is so cringy. I don't think this is not a good look. You know, it's not good. But with Caliendo, the Robin Williams is probably the most amusing one that he does. But one thing I noticed in the little screen of you, there were some that you laughed and some you didn't laugh. Well, why didn't you? That too. Why weren't you? If impersonations are funny and all those things are still true because they're all impersonations, why were some of them funny? And
I think there are good impersonations and there are bad impersonations, and it doesn't have to do with how close they are to the celebrity. So what does it take to be a funny? What does it take to be a funny, amusing? I need to therapy after seeing
Jimmy try.
What does it take to make an impression amusing? To me, it has to have a joke. And what Caliendo, I think, often misses for me is he focuses too much on being like the celebrity rather than making a joke about that celebrity. So the ones that he did that made a joke about the celebrity, so he joked about Bush,
balancing out, like put half over here and half over there.
The joke he did about, there were several, the one he did about
Robin Williams, where he's like,
Robin, that was funny. Yeah. See what it is. I think what it is for me, I think it's hilarious when a comedian is able to say, I know this guy, and let me show you that I know him by being him. I think that's there's a surprising element that, like, whoa, this guy can actually be him. And two, he sees something into this guy that, oh yeah, that is funny. There was another one. Oh, the whole thing with I thought was funny with what's his name? Not Al Pacino, the other guy, the
Robert De Niro.
Yeah. So he's making the commentary. I think that to me the funniest impersonations have commentary. So what he's making a commentary on Robert De Niro, that Robert De Niro's kind of an a-hole, you know, and he's like, it's done. What do you want? You know, it's like he did more with saying nothing. I'm done. You know, to me, that was like, nah, he's catching something, he's capturing something about. So it's like taking, you know, when somebody does a character, draws a caricature of a celebrity, and you look at it and you're like, wow. And you take that to 3D level, you know, you add different dimensions to it because it's live and in person. And then on top of that, you're making commentary through it, you know, revealing some, maybe a little bit embarrassing, maybe a little bit inside. It kind of has that inside joke feel to it to me.
Well, like I said, I still think it's entertaining, but I think it's entertaining is in the novelty sense. Like you would see a cameo in a movie or a show where it's like, it's a fun surprise that you get to see this actor or actress or character in a situation that they're not normally there. You know, sort of like I remember as a kid, there was an episode of the Muppets where they had Star Wars characters on.
Oh, just come in?
Yeah. On Pigs in Space. And they just came in, and, you know, it was, to me, I thought it was fun. And I was, you know, as a kid, I was like, whoa. But then I remember seeing it as an adult. I was like, oh, you know, it's the clashing of two worlds, you know, that you never thought would happen.
I thought that cameos were fun when I was a kid, but I kind of hate cameos. So it's just a difference in personalities between me and you. I find cameos to be boring. Like that, the two cameos you quoted, like I really love Bill Murray, so I'm glad to see him, but I would have rather him be in the movie. I think cameos are disappointing and boring. I hate cameos personally. I find them to be disappointing.
Yeah. Well, I find them novel, you know, and that's kind of how
I don't know what you mean by novel. To me, novel means like never been done before. You knew. And cameos to me are that there's nothing novel about them because they're doing them all the time.
Well, new is in like you're seeing this. It's a surprise actor or character in a situation you wouldn't normally see him. Like I said, like Star Wars with the Muppets. Like who would think
so maybe
put them together?
Yeah,
it's surprising. So it can be. So that's how I see it. I mean, the other one I was thinking about that's kind of like a step closer to being comedy, but still leaning a lot toward novel is puppeteering, you know, where they have like the Jeff Dunham and, you know, where they do the puppets. What's it called? The ventriloquist.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So those could be funny because they're telling jokes.
Oh, so you're talking about like not novel. You mean novelty. Like it's a novelty.
Yeah.
So like it's like a bizarre thing that they're doing is sort of a niche novelty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that, but I definitely believe that. I agree with you completely that cameos are a novelty, but I mean that's why I hate them. It feels contrived, you know. It feels like they're trying to. They're like last ditch effort to get people to pay attention, you know.
Well, you know, it's Jay says I'm easily amused. I guess both cameos and impressions. So I guess he likes both. But you know what I'm saying is that I'm not saying I don't like them. You know, watching Caliendo do his thing or Jimmy Fallon on some of his, I still find it entertaining and be like, oh, it's amusing, but I don't find it funny. I don't find it as comedy. And like you said about, you know, the cameos, I feel like sometimes they're trying too hard. And so when the interviewer was interviewing him, I feel like he's like, and then they're adding a laugh track to it too. You know, if you watch it, there's a laugh track, and then the interviewing scene, the guy is like seems to be over laughing it. I'm like, it's not that funny. So, you know,
I think what you hate about it is it feels contrived.
Well,
like they are.
I think in the end, what we're saying is I'm right.